What's going on, guys? Welcome to a video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Mexico Golden Eagles here on Madden 26. That's right, Mexico City has returned, and we have another year number 4 of this series. Can you believe it's already been 4 seasons of Mexico City in the NFL? I can't believe it. We are going to be getting into all of it today. If you go to enjoy, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more, join the Juice Club. Let's get into it. So last season didn't necessarily go the way that we wanted it to. We had a severe hangover after year number 2 where we won the Super Bowl. Year number 3, we missed out on everything basically. It was a rough year, but we were just getting used to our new starting quarterback who I think can still get it done. Dakota Foster is a solid enough quarterback. And he's an 82 overall. He's got 94 throw power, and he's got really, really good speed for the quarterback position. I think he can be a guy for us for the future. Now, that all depends on what draft class we spin on the wheel, because maybe there's going to be a quarterback that ends up being the future of this team, and then maybe Dakota Foster becomes like a bridge quarterback, basically. But the rest of the offense is highly, highly elite. We have Woodward, Brown, Gronkowski, Para, Meekins. Everybody is fantastic at this point. We have a great offensive line with a couple of youngsters like Dominic Pooney and Cooper Beebe on the offensive line. And then on defense, we've got Dallas Turner, who's young. We got Braylon Trice. So we pulled the 2024 draft class, right? That was the wheel spin last year, 2024 draft class. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. This team's looking really good, by the way. And now it's time to spin the wheel and find out what the next draft class is going to be. And if I remember right, I will have it on the screen for you. I know I messed that up in episode number 2, but I got it right the other 2 times, and hopefully I get it right this time. So we are recording. You should now see it on your screen as well. And here we go. I've taken off all the other draft classes so we don't get any duplicates. Let's figure out what our 4th draft class of the series is going to be. I'm hoping it's something in like the 1990s. I think that could be fun, add a cool little flair. I'm really hoping for Randy Moss's draft class is what I'm really asking for. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Spin the wheel. What is the draft class going to be? It's going to be something not in the 1990s. 2017, which, if you're not familiar, is the Patrick Mahomes draft class. It's also Deshaun Watson, but wow. And it's Myles Garrett, right? Myles Garrett was the number 1 pick, and Myles Garrett was the number 1 pick, I'm pretty sure, in 2017. So, wow. Wow, 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 wow. The 2017 draft class. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to load it in because this game sucks and it doesn't let me do it for some reason in this franchise. So we won't load it in until later. Although, I'll try. It's not going to let me, though. I doubt it. But the 2017 draft, I was just talking about possibly getting a new quarterback depending on whatever the class was, and then having Dakota Foster be the bridge quarterback. Well, if we're able to grab Patrick Mahomes, then I think we're going to be in a good spot. Now, there's a ton of 2017 draft classes. I do not have one downloaded, so we're kind of just going to have to experiment here. This one's at 7,000. The Ninja JTB one, I'm going to stay away from Ninja JTB. He has good draft classes, but they're kind of glitched with like the height and the weight. It makes everybody like super small for some reason. I don't know what's going on with it. So his draft classes need to be updated. But usually he's pretty good. Although this one has 10,000. Yo Maddie 2K has 10,000 downloads. So maybe we go with that one. I'll try it. I don't know if it's going to work. It's probably going to make me download it later. So it's saved to my files. That's good, I guess. And, it actually worked this time. Perfect. And it looks like everybody is accurate height and everything. So sick. But this is obviously Myles Garrett as the number 1 overall pick. But if we go to the quarterbacks, we find a certain Kermit the Frog at the quarterback position. Patty Mahomes is here. Franchise quarterback is on the table. It's probably the most on the table it's been in this entire series so far. Because we've had the 2002 draft class, we had the 2010 draft class, we had the 2024 draft class, now we have the 2017 draft class. So, out of all those draft classes, this one has the most potential to be a franchise quarterback. we'll see how it plays out. I would also love to get Myles Garrett. I don't know what it's gonna if it's gonna be able to be possible. What kind of draft capital do we have? Do we have anything to work with other than our own pick? Okay, we have 3 first-round picks. I thought that I made some trades. Good job, Past Juice. Good job. We have 3 first-round picks. I could have sworn I made some trades, including the projected #1 overall pick from the Vegas Raiders. That's probably not going to stay where at the #1 overall pick, but maybe it does. Maybe they just continue to be bad. We also have the Saints pick, and then we have obviously our own pick. So this is a good draft to have multiple draft picks. I'm really excited about it, and it also gives us the flexibility to possibly trade down, get more draft picks for future wheel spins. It's all coming together. It's all coming together, and we could also possibly trade players if we really wanted to get other draft classes. Like, we have 3 really good tight ends. We don't need 3 really good tight ends. We really don't even need 2 really good tight ends. We could trade Short or Almodovar for a first-round pick if we tried, like, really hard. We could trade Beasley for a first-round pick. Maybe, no, probably not. Maybe we could trade Foster for a first-round pick. And then on defense, we could maybe trade Andres Ray for a first-round pick to move Dallas Turner into that spot later. There's a lot of options. There's some flexibility. We have Dwight Freeney, who we took earlier, a couple episodes ago. We have Everson Griffin, who we took a couple episodes ago. I don't know where Myles Garrett would fit in. He would probably fit in over Dwight Freeney, I would say, if we were able to get him. How do the Raiders project this year? What's the Raider roster look like? Hold on. Let's go take a look at the Raider roster. Since we have their first-round pick, we need to scout our competition. So they've got, what's their quarterback situation? They've got Tyrese Cohen, who's 27 years old, 87 overall. So he's actually a pretty good quarterback, like a really, really good quarterback in this league. I don't like that because they actually have a solid team, a team that I wouldn't think would go horribly enough. Like, the season wouldn't go horribly enough to where they are the #1 overall pick, but we'll play it out. We'll keep the draft pick for now. If it starts to seem like the Raiders are going to be too good, then we might have to pivot off of that, trade that for a different team's first-round pick, and maybe then try to bank on that, something like that. So we're going to jump into Season 4, Game 1 of Mexico City Golden Eagle franchise. With a new sense of hope, the 2017 draft class has been activated, has been loaded in, and there are some fun, intriguing players to possibly grab in that draft class. Let's do this. Giants, Eagles, let's try to get this done and see if maybe Dakota Foster has such a good season that he makes it way more difficult to replace him. Game 1 of the year begins at home against the New York Football Giants. Can we get this team back to the Super Bowl and back to the top of the mountain? I hope so. I hope last year was just kind of like a weird fluke where we just didn't simulate very well. They're going to go all in, and that might be a pick, and it is! It's a user pick in the back of the end zone. It's Goodwell who intercepts it. Ben Goodwell picks it off. The Giant quarterback just threw it a little bit too hard, put a little bit too much mustard on it. You never want to put too much mustard on it. But that is a nice interception to start the game, and now we've driven to the end zone, or to the red zone. Hopefully get in. 3 turnovers already in this game? We're in the first quarter. That can't be accurate, can it? There's no way the Giants already have 3 turnovers in the game. They haven't had the ball that many times. That must just be a visual glitch. I'll take a look at the stats after this. Actually, you know what? Let's do it now. There's no way they have 3 turnovers already, right? They have 2 turnovers, it says. Player stats. 1 interception for Carlos Reyes. That's the one we just saw. Do they have a fumble or something? They do have a fumble. Keldon Reese fumbled the football. That's their 2nd turnover. It doesn't tell me if wide receivers fumbled it. Did they fumble on the kick return or something? It won't tell me. I don't know. So it's wrong in saying that they had 3, but they at least have 2. They've had a fumble and they've had a interception that we saw. That's Para. Para gets to the 6. Let's go with the handoff here if we can snap it before the clock goes. Ooh, we get to see Joique Bell in the game. I thought it was going to be LeGarrette Blount, but that is most certainly Joique Bell. And he gets nothing. So we'll go to the second quarter. I would like to see LeGarrette Blount. I want to see a little blunt force trauma. But it's Woodward back in the game. Do we try to hit Antonio Brown here? We might. Or Gronkowski. Let's try to hit Rob's not open. Nope, we hit Meekins. Meekins is, no, it's Para, and Para dropped it. Para, you son of a gun. You were wide. You were as wide open as you could probably ever be, and you dropped that football like a bum. All right, just hit Gronkowski. What was that? Dakota Foster be selling. He's making it super easy for me to draft Patrick Mahomes. I'm telling you right now. What are we doing? Dakota Foster, you're fighting for your job this season. You can't be selling like that. You're not a retail. You don't work in retail. You're not supposed to be selling like this. Dakota Foster hits Gronkowski, and Rob gets us to the 8-yard line. Do we hit Gronk again? It's a little bit more difficult, so we're not even going to get it off. Thankfully, the offense for the Giants has been pitiful, and they can't even move the ball anywhere. Let's see, what do we call here? Maybe we call, I mean, we do have the ability to run with Foster. He's got 87 speed. Maybe a read option is the play. We'll see. What's the read going to be? It's going to be to hand off to Woodward. I thought that was the better option. It felt like, I mean, they had a guy watching the whole time. And he's an X factor too. So a timeout called by New York. Why would you call a timeout in that situation? I don't know. Maybe now we can get this bread, brother. Gronkowski, I gotta hit him. He's not open. Well, he was open, but I didn't have time to find him. The edge pressure got to me too quick. Man, the Giants are beating me down in the red zone. For some reason, we cannot seem to get any sort of momentum. Foster's going to scramble. He's got 87 speed. Just take it in, Dakota. Guarantee those yards. I don't need another overthrow from you. The Giants finally get on the board. They score. We're into the second half now, and it looks like the Giants might try to score again here. All right, I don't want that to happen. Let's get to the quarterback. We're not going to. He's going to find an open man. It is a nice first down on 3rd and 10. Unfortunate. And they do get on the board. Another touchdown for the Giants. Another touchdown for the Giants. It is the 4th quarter. We are down 2 scores. How'd this happen? How did we lose this game? The Giants offense couldn't do anything for most of it. Uh-oh. I've lost who buttons are. I barely got that away. I lost all the buttons. Nobody knew. I didn't know who anybody was down the field. I don't know how we've all of a sudden gone down 2 touchdowns in this game. It feels like we were just up by 7. Oh my God, the edge pressure from these Giants are crazy, man. I just need a little bit extra time, and the offensive line's just not giving it to me. I just need like a half a second more to be able to find these throws. I'm going to lob it up. It's Antonio Brown. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Mexico City. We're not dead yet. We just need to have the defense step up. And the defense did not step up. We're down by 2 scores again. Come on, defense. I need you just to give me one stop to have a chance. You didn't give me that stop, did you? Gotta fire it to Rob Gronkowski. He's got 4 guys on him. He couldn't get it. That ball took so long to get down the field that 4 people were able to come over and cover Gronkowski. That's Elias Para. He's got a nice catch, but we gotta go uber fast. We gotta go so fast, supersonic speed is how fast we gotta go if we want to think about winning this game, which we're not going to. There's absolutely, legitimately no chance we can win. But Antonio Brown is able to get out of bounds. 43 seconds. 43 seconds remain in this game. How do we get into the end zone as quick as possible here? That's not open. Nothing's open. I was thinking square, but it was never going to be open. That safety track back, it was just not going to be a viable solution or viable option. 38 seconds in the game. I gotta take the shot. Antonio Brown, just go up and get it. He did almost go up and get it. That would have been sick if he would have actually caught it. And now it's a 3rd and 10. Now it is a 3rd and 10. We just got to get the first. Almodovar drops the football, and it's 4th down. Oh my God. I honestly want to shoot him into the sun. Wow. I cannot believe he just dropped that football. Gronkowski catches, gets the first. We're out of timeouts. I just realized that. I tried to call one. We didn't have any. No timeouts for the Golden Eagles. Get into position. Faster! Gotta hit that down the seam. That's a beautiful throw! Touchdown, Golden Eagles! It's not dead yet! It's still a chance! There's still hope! There's still hope! We need the onside. We got the extra point, or the 2-point conversion as well. We need the onside. We need to go heavy onside. Speed onside. I don't know what's the difference. How do I do this? Will it work? Please. Please. Give it to me. No! We lose the game. We probably would have lost anyway, but now it's official. We lose the game. So that sucks. We start the season 0-1. That's never how you want to start a season. If we're being real. You never want to start a season 0-1. But that's tough, man. We started out so good in the game, too. We were up 7-0. Everything was going good. And then all of a sudden, the Giants rally off all these touchdowns, and we end up losing the game. So that's a lot of suck right there. That is a lot of suck. All right, let's simulate a couple weeks into the season, see how we're doing. Maybe the sim will be a little bit more kind to us. Preferably. We're taking on the 1-0 Panthers. Give me a win. Give me a W. And it's a loss. Okay, we are starting the season 0-2. So are the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 0-2 as well. Dallas Turner and Dominic Pooney both get upgrade points. Nice. Headed into week number 4. Can we beat the 0-2 Ravens, or are we going to be 0-3? Wow. We might have to not have to worry about the Ravens or the Raiders giving us number 1 overall pick. We might just get it ourselves. We have started 0-3. Wow. Why? This team's not that bad. This team's actually like really good. But if we take a look at our draft picks, we have now jumped into a number 5 spot. The Raiders must be undefeated or something because they have the 29th pick now. Interesting. I didn't think the Raiders were going to be bad enough to give us the top pick. The Saints still have an option to give us a top pick if they have a down rest of the year. But what a weird start to the year. Why are we playing so poorly? Is it purely the playbooks? Because I don't think I've changed the playbook since we started this, have I? Yeah, we're still in Arizona's playbooks. It's what we've been the entire... I mean, we won a Super Bowl in these playbooks. So we haven't changed them at all. But we're 0-3. I'll simulate this game and then we'll jump into the Rams game. Very concerning, though. Although maybe it's for the best. Maybe we're tanking for Patrick Mahomes. Although we do get our first win of the year against Atlanta. Maybe we're going to be tanking for Patrick Mahomes. Cam Chancellor gets an upgrade point. Dwight Freeney gets an upgrade point. Always nice to see. We will jump into this Rams game. They're 3-1. We're 1-3. I mean, at this point, do we just go full tank? We're still a little bit too early to decide that. I don't know. We'll see how this game goes, I guess. All right, jumping in here against the Rams. They're having a good year. We're not having a good year. But I do kind of want to win still. I think I want to win. I don't know. Starting 1-3 kind of makes me feel like we should just go all in on the tank. Maybe sub in or switch out our quarterback and then have our backup start the rest of the season or something. I don't know. I mean, it is still very early in the season. We could turn this around and still make the playoffs. So it's not like we've started so poorly that we're done now. The season's over. But we could make it that way. It's hard to say. I think we still need to play out the first half of the year. If things are still going poorly when we get to like week 8, week 9, week 10, then we can probably make the decision whether we go for it, continue to go for it, or we just wrap up the season and go for a tank. But look at Woodward. Woodward gets a lot of room. He breaks the tackle. Woodward's off to the races. To the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Terrell Woodward. He broke that double tackle animation that he got because 2 guys like ran into him and kind of helped break the tackle, and then nobody was catching him. That's a great start. Will it help us win this game is the question. We end the first quarter. We still have not run into any draft picks as of playing these games the past couple of years. Like, we haven't run into any quarterbacks just yet, and we haven't, not that I've noticed, we haven't run into any running backs or receivers or anything. That is a missed tackle by me, and another missed tackle by me, but we brought him down. Rams are threatening for a touchdown. We got to stop them. We got to stop them. That's a super delayed handoff, but a missed tackle by me. Cam Chancellor lays the boom. How did I miss that tackle? I'm not quite sure. I dove right at him. At least I thought I did. Apparently, I did not. Oh, that can't be caught, and it is. Diving touchdown catch for the Rams. But we drive immediately down the field with little resistance and are already at the 7-yard line. This feels like a Rob Gronkowski touchdown. Gronk catches touchdown. Exactly how I drew it up. Exactly how I drew it up. And now we get the ball back again. Still in the second quarter. And a chance to go down the field and take a bigger lead. Ooh, this feels like a Dakota Foster scramble. Can I get around that dude? Oh, he's just too fast. I thought if I could have got around him, I could have had 70 yards, I think, before somebody caught up to me. That could have been really effective. I don't like anything about this. I'm going to have to take off. This guy's really fast. 95 is really fast. But Dakota Foster's able to get up. Decent. Do we hit Antonio Brown here is the big question. Is he going to be open? Yeah, AB's wide. AB's wide. Turn the corner. Got the first. Good job. Good job. Gouda job, you could say. Under a minute. The snap. The roll. I see square. He's open. Antonio Brown's got it. He's running away from everybody. Look at the speed. Antonio Brown before the CTE is godly. Antonio Brown with the touchdown. God, he's so good. He's got that little burst of speed that he can pull away from people. And that's a huge touchdown right at the end of the half. And now it looks like we're going to put up more points. 28-7. We are blowing out rivalry LA Rams. And now we jump in fourth quarter action. It is a 3rd and 5, and they want me to go for a screen pass. That's a little sketch, but we'll do it. There's the screen. They were not prepared for the screen, that's for sure. And Woodward goes around the sideline at the 2. I thought he might be able to tiptoe his way into the end zone there. What is his X factor? It is trust, that's right. Probably need to switch that. But he's into the end zone. Easy touchdown for him. And we've won this game. 35-14. We don't have to worry too much. And that is a big win. So now we're on a little 2-game win streak. So maybe it's not all lost this season. Maybe I was panicking a little bit too much. But Dakota Foster, great game from him. 273 and 3 touchdowns. And we know how he did on the ground with 6 carries for 25 yards. Woodward had 124 with 2 touchdowns. We had Gronk with 5 for 80 and 2 touchdowns. Antonio Brown had the insane touchdown catch. Or catch and then run into the end zone for the touchdown. And then defensively, we had a sack from Everson Griffin. I'm glad to see that he's actually starting to produce more consistently. It's nice to see that. But no interceptions. We don't usually get interceptions, do we? And another win. 2 in a row. 2 wins in a row is pretty good. It's decent. But isn't enough to save the tank. Oh, that's right. We drafted Brock Bowers as well. We have 4 tight ends. I forgot about that. We don't need 4 tight ends. We could trade 2 of them for other draft picks. If we package them with other things, we might be able to get some other stuff for it. But now we take on the Raiders, the Niners. Another rivalry, another divisional game. And we lost. Okay. 2 and 4. No need to press the panic button just yet. The panic button does not need to be pressed. If we lose to the Seahawks, then maybe we press it. Because they're 1 and 5. We win. Okay. So we're 3 and 4. Don't tell me we're going to be middle of the road. I don't want to be stuck in no man's land. That is never a good thing. We're not going to be stuck in no man's land. It's just not going to happen. Scouting the national focus. I mean, we have offensive, defensive tackle as our national focus. I guess it doesn't even matter what we pick. Oh, I don't really want to be in no man's land. Taking on the Saints, they're 5 and 3. How do we want to go about doing this? Is the tank on? We currently have the 12th pick, the 27th pick, and the 29th pick because the Saints and the Raiders are both having pretty good seasons. Let's simulate this game against the Saints. We do have their pick, so we kind of want to win, honestly. So we knocked their pick down a little bit, but I don't know. Let's see what happens. And we do win that game, so we're 4-4. Hmm. How do we want to play this? We can kind of tell that the Raiders draft pick is going to be not great. We probably should just get out of that now. The Raider pick is not going to be worth it. With that one win, we've jumped all the way up to 18. That one pick, the Raider pick is not going to be able to get us anything too great. A 26-year-old wide receiver is not bad. A 33-year-old wide receiver is bad, though. Jerry Hughes, interesting. Antoine Randall, also interesting. I mean, I'm going to need other draft picks alongside it. We don't need Colin Short anymore. We have Brock Bowers. Daryl Mays is pretty decent. Mike Iupati. Now we're talking. That's a pretty decent offer. But we're kind of good on guards, I think, right? What's our guard situation look like? We've got Howie Patterson, who is 27 years old. We've got Cooper Beebe. We've got Jeremy Creighton and JJ Sherman. We got a lot of older guys. We have Pooney. But our offensive line's actually getting up there in age. I didn't realize how old it was getting. We are 4 years deep. I got to remember that. So if I could trade Colin Short and the 28th overall pick for a higher first round pick, or at least a projected higher first round pick, that might be a good idea. So Colin Short, ooh, the Colts desperately need a tight end. They've got Tip, but they need a desperate tight end, and they have pick 5 right now, but they can't take it because they have no cap room. Darn it. They can't afford his contract. So we got to trade for somebody. We got to add somebody to this deal. Who? Malik Neighbors? There's no way they'd give me Malik Neighbors, right? Oh my God. Oh my God, this is actually kind of possible. How do I want to play this? How do I want to play this? Pat Beasley's making way too much money. Maybe they need him. Do they need a quarterback? Who's their quarterback right now? Sam Bradford and David Carr. What has their drafting been like? You've got two of the biggest busts in real life history as your two starting quarterbacks. They probably need a quarterback, but they can't afford it. That's right. Oh, he's making way too much muns. He's making way too much human monies. Which means I'm probably not going to be able to trade any players, which means it probably has to be draft capital. And I don't really want to give up draft capital because we don't know what draft class is going to be coming up. And maybe I want to save that capital to get... Could be other players that I like. So it puts us in a weird spot where the Colts are probably not the move because they don't have the money, unfortunately. So we have to look for another team that has a bad tight end situation, which a lot of these teams technically do have bad tight end situations. But all the teams that have bad tight end situations have no cap room. Why does nobody have any cap room? Everybody is negative except for the Raiders, but they have a great tight end. Well, they don't have a great tight end. They have a good tight end. He's old, though. But we don't need they can't trade their draft pick because they don't have it. We have their draft pick. Wow, I didn't realize the NFL was in such a bad spot with cap room. Everybody is negative. Everybody is negative. Nobody can take on the money. The Chargers can take on the money. They have pick 4. Okay. Okay. That's pretty decent. And we can now trade other people because they can afford it. So who can I toss in this deal to get a decent player? Maybe I could trade. Maybe this is the time to trade Miguel Lopez. Would that be a smart idea? I could trade Justin Castro because he's 31. We have Dallas Turner. I would not hate trading Justin Castro, but that doesn't really even move the needle. Okay. It stays about the same. They need a defensive tackle. We have Tyrone Bowman, who's been good for us, but it might be time to move on from him, especially if we get a top pick in the draft. I may want to try to ask for something else. Maybe give me 2 first-round picks and a second. No, but I bet that would have went through if I would have not added the other first-round pick. Okay, so even with the extra first-round pick from next year, they are kind of willing to do this deal. So I wonder if I throw in Castro if it does anything. It gets it into the neon green, but it doesn't help it enough. So either we have to give them another player or we have to give them a draft pick. How do I want to go about this? How do I want to go about doing this? I don't really need Feliciano anymore, but I don't think he's going to move the needle any more than Castro did. I mean, maybe if I toss in another draft pick now. Maybe like a third-round pick from a couple years from now. Oh, it's so close. So very close. What about a fourth-round pick from next year? So very close. A third-round pick from next year? And that gets it done. A massive trade for 2 first-round picks. We trade the Raider pick, which was going to be pretty good anyway. Well, I guess it was going to be pretty bad because the Raiders were going to be pretty good. You know what I mean? And we get the Charger pick, which is not guaranteed to be top 5, but it is projected there. And then we get a first-round pick next year from them. Hopefully they're still bad. That's a massive trade. And it also maybe makes us a little bit worse for this season because Bowman goes away, which I like Bowman. I didn't want to see him go, but we also needed to free up that tight end spot so Brock Bowers can get some usage. And Almodovar is probably next out the door, if I'm being honest with you. He's probably next out the door. So now that Bowman goes away, that gives a spot for Wayne to probably play, or maybe Moreno can develop. You never know. Makai Wingo, we did draft Makai Wingo, so maybe he can develop. Possibly. I still probably want to trade Castro and maybe Lopez, because I would like to see Darryl Washington take on a starting role. We do have Ed Reed and Earl Thomas. Maybe we could trade Earl Thomas. What's Earl Thomas's contract situation? He's still on his rookie deal, is he not? If I go to his stats and contracts, his contract, he's still got 2 years left. Yeah, so he's still locked up a little bit. We just took Ed Reed a couple episodes ago. Who else do I want to trade? I probably want to trade that Saints pick because it looks like it's going to be fairly good. But maybe we wait on it a little bit longer. We don't have to worry about the deadline or anything, so maybe we wait on that a little bit longer. Let's jump into this Niners game, and then we'll simulate a couple more weeks after that. We'll see where the Saints are kind of positioned. We'll see where the Chargers are positioned, all that kind of stuff, and we'll see where we are positioned, and then we'll try to make some final decisions on that. We are back home in Mexico City to take on the 49ers, and we start on defense against this Niner offense. We've got to see where we're at. Are we in position to trade our picks? That's a drop pass. Wow, okay. Did not expect that. Kellen Moore is the head coach of the 49ers. Okay. Remember, we are 15 years deep from real life plus 4 extra years, so we're 20 years deep from what real life is. So Kellen Moore is ancient at this point in his career. He's basically like Bill Parcells. Not in terms of talent, in terms of age. Oh, don't let him in. Good job. Good job. Can we lock it down here? A little bend, don't break? I love a little bend, don't break. I'm going to use Makai Wingo, see if he's got what it takes. He does not have what it takes. Corner of the end zone. Intercepted, and it is! It's Goodwill again! His second interception that we've jumped into and gotten. And they've both been in the corner of the end zone. Now, the first one was different because it was a streak, and he got it in the corner of the end zone. This one, just a straight throw. There was not really much room to work with for the Niner offense, or Niner receiver. And the ball wasn't thrown that great either. All right, Dakota Foster, you are fighting for your job. Elias Para gets to the 5. Let me jump back in there and see if I can punch this in with Terrell Woodward. I should be able to. The handoff. Woodward is stopped. I cannot believe he got off the... I'm not shocked, though. That happens almost every single time. when he tried to run through a hole. But Para threw an interception. Wow! I honestly should not have thrown that. That's not Dakota Foster's fault. That's 100% me for throwing that in the first place. God, that sucks. That's a brutal interception right there because that was a touchdown, if we're being honest. Can I snap this? Come on. Ugh. Dakota Foster, you got to know the time. You got to know the situation. You got to get to the quarterback, or you got to get to the center and snap that football. Unless Mrs. Juice told him not to snap it, that could be a possibility. Oh, I think AB won. If the ball can get there, AB's got a touchdown, and he does. Tie ball game. Antonio Brown, he's just too electric, man. He's too electric. If you go one-on-one with no safety help over the top, you're going to get got. And now we are at the end of the game. We're down by 7. Niners have scored again. AB is wide. He is absolutely nuclear. And he's got a huge catch to the 31. Antonio Brown is taking this game over right now. We might just keep feeding him. Feed the hot hand. Although I don't want to force it. If he's open, he's open. If he dies, he dies. But we're going to feed it to Antonio Brown. That might get over the top. No! The ball needed to be a little bit further, and it would have been a beautiful touchdown. Ooh, Almodovar kind of ate on that route. And we'll get to the 16-yard line. Good job. Foster's had a decent day. The one interception, not really his fault, although it's his fault. And then he has the touchdown, which is really good. That reaches the 2-minute warning. Do we want to play this differently? Do we want to play this strategically where we take more time off the clock, or do we just want to go in and score? I don't know if I trust my defense to stop them. So we'll have to figure it out. We'll go with Woodward. He gets absolutely obliterated there. He's got 5 for 6 yards. We're in the 4th quarter. What have we been doing on offense? Why have we not been running with Woodward? He's our best player. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. That didn't work very well. And now we are in a weird situation where it's a 3rd and 10, and we obviously have to go for it on 4th if we're not able to get this because we're down in the game. A scramble, a throw, a catch. Antonio Brown at the 1. God, he's taking this game over, man. He's the reason why we're in this. Let's be real about it. He's got the touchdown catch, and he's got most of the catches on this drive. Hand off to Woodward. He is down at the 1. Did not get a single yardage of extra on that one. Because our team is bums. And he's in this time. We have tied it. But do we go for 2? That's the question. No, I think we just let it go. It's tied 14-14. They win it on a field goal. No! They got into field goal range, and they win it on a game-winning field goal at the buzzer. Brutal. Brutal stuff. Brutal stuff right there. Another loss for the Golden Eagles here. A decent day for Foster. Could have been better, but I think the defense kind of sucked. And this is the problem. Like, 7 carries for 8 yards, and a couple of that is me. So, like, what is the sim doing? Although 6 for 131 and a touchdown for Antonio Brown. My God. He took that game over. He kept us in it for sure. Dwight Freeney had a sack. Creighton and Mekhi Wingo both shared a sack. And then we did have the 1 pick, which was Goodwill. But another loss. I think we might have to have a come-to-Jesus moment. We might have to realize that this is not going to be the season for us, and we go full tank. We may have to go full tank. Which means pulling Dakota Foster, pulling Terrell Woodward, not letting them start the rest of the year, and then putting in really bad players to simulate and lose. I guess we'll see what happens in this Bengal game. It's another loss. Maybe we don't have to pull anybody because we're just going to lose anyway. We've lost again. It is 4-6 season on us. Antonio Brown gets another upgrade point. He's a 97 overall. We'll simulate this Tampa Bay game, and then we got the Week 13 stuff with the Steelers in the draft class. Did we beat the Bucks? We do beat the Bucks. We are 5-6. Do not give me a mediocre 8-9 season. I do not want that. I may have to step in. I may have to step in because at the moment, we are not even the worst team in the division. The Seahawks are worse than us. So if we go to the rosters and then we go to the draft picks, we currently have the eighth pick with the Chargers, the ninth pick with the Saints. As I guess is a good thing we didn't drop that pick then. And then we have our own pick, which is funny enough the best of the bunch, or the worst of the bunch, I guess, because we're the best team of the bunch. And then we still have the Charger pick from next year. So, huh? I may have to step in here and give us some forced losses. Myles Garrett, we know he's going to be amazing. We probably don't have to scout him, but I do kind of want to scout Patrick Mahomes just to kind of figure out where the draft class creator has him ranked. McCaffrey's in this class. Fournette is in this class. What other stuff do we need? We could use some defense, like some linebackers, some edge rushers, other than Myles Garrett. Maybe another corner would not be bad. Samson Ebukam would not be a bad option, I don't think. Alex Anzalone, solid player. The president. We've got Reuben Foster. That could be a decent one. I wouldn't hate Reuben Foster. Jared Davis. I forgot that this linebacker class is not really that great. What are we looking at for corner? Marshawn Lattimore's a stud. Marlon Humphrey's good. Tre'Davious White would be a good pick. Okay, so the top of the cornerback class is pretty deep. We can go 3 or 4 deep and be comfortable with all of them. Is there any steals down here? Not really. No, not really. I kind of want to scout Divergent to see what the draft class creator has for his speed. But we got Chidobe Awuzie, who I'm a big fan of. Desmond King is down the board as well. We could pick up him and have a pretty good time with that. So we could go 3 deep on the cornerback room. Let me scout. We know Marshall Lattimore is probably going to be pretty decent. Let me scout Tre'Davious White because I am curious about that. And then safeties. We're kind of good on safety. We have a ton of safeties with Cam Chancellor, and then we have both Ed Reed and why am I blanking on his name? The other Seahawk, Earl Thomas. I don't know why I blanked on his name for a second. So let's look at some other stuff. We do need another D tackle now that we lost, what's his face? I thought it was Dexter Lawrence for a second. I was like, oh my God, Dexter Lawrence is in this class, but he's not. So a Jonathan Allen type would not be the worst option in the world. I mean, this class is not that great outside of a few top people, if we're really being honest. I think I should just scout TJ Watt to see how good he is. That is not TJ Watt. There it is. There he is. He's back. It just got Ryan Ramchik's face on him for a second. I think I'll scout those 3 players. Patrick Mahomes, Tre'Davious White, and TJ Watt, just to figure out kind of where the draft class creator has these guys projected. So now that we are probably... I think I'm going to embrace the tank. I think I'm going to throw the season out the door. Beasley's going to start for... I should probably start Belisari, if I'm being honest. Beasley's going to start. Belisari's going to start for us. LeGarrette Blount's going to start for us. We're going to have Brock Bowers go over Gronk. We're going to have Para be the number 1. AB's going to drop down a little bit. Just to give us a little bit of a chance to lose. If we put you up there and we put Makai Wingo up there, let's have you be the number 2, you be the number 3. Yeah, like that. Okay. So maybe, but I also don't want to like ruin the progression for some of my guys, so maybe we do it like that. And we have some of these guys start so that they can also get development. We'll see if that changes anything as we simulate this game against the Steelers. We end up losing the game. Perfect. But now we have a Seahawks game, and the Seahawks are not that good either. But this also might be good because we get that development for some of our younger guys. Okay, so it still does have all these guys starting. I didn't want it to immediately change. And it looks like we're going to have Belisari be our quarterback when we jump in now. That's not going to be good. Steve Belisari. Okay. We're going to jump into this game against the Seahawks. I think we should lose, but who knows? Also, I forgot to mention this when we decided to make that decision. Don't tell Roger Goodell that we are actively tanking. He doesn't need to know. It is a look at the wind in the rain. Okay, this is not a good situation to be in, especially from Steve Belisari, who's not good at all. Don't tell Jeffrey that we are actively tanking because they don't need to know that. We'll just say that yeah, some of our guys they got injuries. We can't help with that. Oh, look at blunt force trauma, LeGarrette Blount. That's what I'm talking. One of my favorite running backs of the 2010s in 2020s. Was he in the 2020s? 2010s. Let's just say that. Love LeGarrette Blount, man. He was so good. So fun to watch. All right, Belisari, what you got for me? Oh, good lord. Oh, good lord. Oh, God, I thought he was going to catch that. Okay. Maybe Steve Belisari. Maybe we've had our quarterback in the room the entire time, although he's wearing 2 gloves. Who do you think he is? Teddy Bridgewater? Maybe we've had our quarterback in the room the whole time. Elias Parra drops it. Not really Belisari's fault. He put that on him. Was that Nate Hobbs? Was he in the 2024 draft? He might have been. That's Antonio Brown. He slipped in the rain. Antonio Brown, I think, gets a first down there if he doesn't slip in the rain. That's tough. That's tough scenes. The fact that you got 2 gloves on in the rain is kind of crazy. That's dropped. Antonio Brown cannot catch the football. I'm trying to get these balls down the field or move the offense, but they're not helping me. They are not helping me out. We're down 7-0. We do get a touchdown on the board. Okay. Big third down. A 3rd and 10. See what we can do. Dwight Freeney on the rush. He can't get there. That's one-on-one with Goodwell. And it's touchdown. I screwed that all up. I screwed that all up. I should have jumped a little bit later than I actually did. I jumped way too early. That's my fault. Super, super duper my fault. But maybe it's a good thing. Maybe we were supposed to let that happen so that we could lose this game. Who knows? 3rd and 7. Down by 4. Late in this third quarter. And they are waiting the entire time. The quarterback has his X Factor activated. And they're going to get a delay of game because the quarterback motioned so late into the play. Oh, that's one thing that annoys me about CPU play calling decisions and stuff. You got to be aware of the clock, of the play clock. You got to know that not to call a play that has motion if you're going to run the clock down. So if they could just clean that up, it'd be a little bit better. We do hold to a 4th down, so that's good at least. And now we have a chance to win the game. Can Steve Belisari win us this football game? Probably not. But we're going to try it. Who is even open? Oh my God, that's a... Okay. I got bumped. I don't know how it's not pass interference. My receiver that was coming back to the football got bumped. So, that kind of sucks. And we do lose the game. Oh no. What am I going to do with myself? We lost. Oh no. All right, let's see what these stats look like here. So, Belisari, 91 yards, a touchdown in that unfortunate pick. Then we had 9 for 40 for LeGarrette Blount. We had 3 for 4. Wow, hold on. Steve Belisari, 3 carries, no yards. He ran for a long of 2, but he has no yards? All right. Sacks, we had Dwight Freeney get 1. We had Ben Moreno. That's good. He's got start Ev. I'd like to see him develop. He gets a sack as well, and then a half a sack for Creighton and Lopez, but no interceptions again. The only time we get interceptions is when we get one with Goodwell. It's really the only time we get interceptions. But it's another loss, which at this point in the season's not the worst thing in the world. Especially if the Chargers and Saints are not consistent in what they're doing. And also, it gives us a chance to get the development for our younger guys. They're getting some good play time. So now with that loss, the Seahawks jump us. They become the 3rd team in the division. We become the 4th team in the division. And now we take on the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Lantis, who is not having a good season either. They're 6-7. And we will lose that game. Perfect. Perfect. We get some upgrade points for some young guys. We are doing well. We are actively doing what we need to do to tank. If we take a look at the draft capital, what does it look like now? It is number 6, number 8, number 16. The Saints are starting to win some more games. Okay. We just need to keep losing. And then hope the Chargers continue to lose as well. Another game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Please keep losing. Please. Please. We do lose again to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Exactly how I drew it up. Exactly how I drew it up. We have one more game that we're going to sim against the Niners or against the Rams, and then we'll jump into the final game of the season. And it is another loss. Yes. We're 5-11. We probably won too many games if we're being honest. We probably won too many games, but now if we take a look at the draft capital, we have pick 3, pick 8, and pick 17. Okay, we can work. This is a nice little diverse group of picks. We got a top pick, we got a top 10 pick, and then we got a middle of the teens, middle of the round pick where we can maybe take a guy, I don't know, like a defensive tackle or something. So we're in a good spot. Who's worse than us though? Who's got those top 2 picks? The Chiefs and the Lions. Oh, so if we lose to the Lions, we have a chance to get. Oh, the Bears and the Chiefs must have tied because there's 2 teams that have a tie. So if the Chiefs win their final game and we lose to the Lions, we have the number 1 pick. Do we actively sell this game? Oh, decisions. Let's see what happens. Final game of the year in beautiful Detroit, Michigan, said nobody ever. We are here at Ford Field to take down the Detroit Lions, or so we say. Let's see what happens. The Lions turn the ball over immediately, which, good for them. Handoff, LeGarrette Blount gets a couple yards. DeAndre Tull, okay. What do we got here? From the 8. Let's go right there. That's Para, and that is a touchdown. Oh, no. I scored a touchdown. Good job, Belisari, I guess. What about the Lions? Oh, no, Detroit's really bad, aren't they? Oh, God, Detroit's really bad. I got to help him out. I got to throw some picks or something. Belisari, you've been a good soldier, but we need this loss more than we need the win. So I'm just going to chuck into 3-man territory here. Please pick it up. Oh, my God, these Lions are bums. They're a bunch of bums. We can't win this game. We need that number 1. Well, I mean, we're not guaranteed the number 1 pick if we lose. But we need this number 1 pick. God, intercept the ball. I'm literally trying to throw interceptions, and they're just swatting it away. Pick the ball off. Why do I throw more picks when I'm not trying to than when I'm actively trying to? You got to pick that off, please. I barely even threw that. I put more pressure on. Like, that was a bullet pass that he just absolutely lobbed up there. And we got to go for this because we need to not get it so that the Lions have good field position. Just throw it right there and then go down. Perfect. The Lions have great field position. If they can't score a touchdown off of this, then they're further gone than we can ever help. Come on, Detroit. I know you want to score a touchdown here. I know you do. I just know you do. Yes. Scramble. Pull everybody away. No, stop it. Get in. Oh, he was almost in. He's at the 1. He was at the 1-yard line. A minute to go in the half. Get in the end zone, please. Yes. Touchdown, Detroit. Huge. Absolutely huge. It's 10-7. We could honestly just have it go and lose the game from here. Like, we don't do anything else. So you know what I might do? I might do a little bit of this. A little handoff and then down. A little handoff and then down. Maybe a little strategy comes out of this. Oh no. LeGarrette Blount fell down. Actually, I didn't even have to do anything there. They blew that up. Oh no, we can't get anything going. Oh, it's a travesty. Oh no. Terrell Woodward's in the game. Oh no. I didn't even have to do anything there. The first one I did on my own. The second two, they did it. Oh no, we're gonna kick the field goal. Can I make it? Oh no. I completely shanked it. Oh no. We're not tied. Oh no. I probably shouldn't have shanked it that bad, I guess. Oh, they roughed the kicker? No! What are you doing? I gotta. What? Okay, perfect. They roughed the kicker, we decline it. Perfect. That works. I can't believe that. They roughed the kicker. What are we doing here? Uh, oh no. How terrible. And oh god. This line seems just as bad as we are, to be honest. Although we're not that bad. We're just simulating really bad this year for some reason. Maybe it is time to change the playbooks. Maybe it is time to change them playbooks. Come on, Detroit. Do it. Please. Yes, 17-7. It's over. Beautiful. Oh, we kicked the field goal and made it. But that is the ball game. We lose. Yes. We complete the tank. 5-12, which means we go better than the Lions pick. So we're at least guaranteed a top 2 pick in the draft now. But it's all up on what the Chiefs did. If the Chiefs won their game, we might have the number 1 overall pick. If they didn't, then they're guaranteed the number 1 pick and we get the number 2 pick. Let's see how Belisari did. 8 for 18, 67 yards and a touchdown. Honestly, I didn't even play that much with him. That's just him simulating. 10 for 34 for the Garrett Blunt. We had 2 for 16 for Para. We had Dwight Freeney get a sack in the game, which is good for his development. And we had 1 pick, which was Ben Goodwill again. And we lost. No, we lost. Oh no, it's so bad. Let's simulate this final week and see if our hard work has paid off. Are we the worst team in the league? Did the Chiefs win their final game? This is where it gets very sketch. All right, let's go to the standings. If we skip this right here, if we sort this by worst record, do we have the number 1 pick? No, the Chiefs lost their game. They suck. Oh, they had to tie with the Bears, didn't they? They had to tie with the Bears. If they would have won that game, they would have been 5-12 just like us, and then who knows what happens. Oh, stupid Kansas City. All right, so they've got the number 1 pick. We've got the number 2 pick. But what other picks do we have? I'm assuming somewhere in the 17 to 19 range for the Saints. But the 6th pick as well for the Chargers. And it's 14 for the Saints. Okay, we actually, moving that pick from the Raiders was huge. Because if we go to the Chargers, what's the Raider pick? The Raider pick is the 30th pick. Moving that pick was huge. I knew the Raiders are going to be good this year. So we end up with the number 2 pick because of our own, the 6th pick thanks to the Chargers, and the 14th pick. That's not bad at all. We can have some things work, and we got extended as well. Our contract got extended. Perfection. Perfecto. We'll take a look at the stats, although some of the stats are going to be a little bit not true to form because we benched some people. But if we go to the stats, Dakota Foster, 2,600 yards, 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Steve Belisari, my God. 10-6, and he played, what, 5 games? When we decided to make the tank? I don't remember. He didn't play that many, but he played a good portion of games. I guess I could go over here and see games played. He played 6 games. He played in 6 games, and he sucked. But he's a low overall, not surprising. Rushing, Woodward got close to 1,000 yards. It would have been nice to see him get it, but we benched him. And then we had 934 with 6 touchdowns for Antonio Brown, 862 and 10 touchdowns for Para. Meekins did well, Gronk did well, Bowers did well once he started. And then defensively, we had Miguel Lopez lead the team in tackles. No surprise there. Tackle velocity was Freeney with 10. Creighton did well. Saki was also Freeney. I'm really hoping this means he's got star dev. I'm hoping that is the case. That would be really helpful. If not, then I don't know. Everson Griffin did well. 9.5 sacks, 7.5 for Creighton. Lopez did okay. 3 picks for Goodwill. 2 of them we did, and then the one he got in the final game of the season. And then Beasley had the only other pick of the season. We got 4 picks the entire year? Really? 4 picks the entire season? Come on, man. We had a bunch of kick returns, but nothing for a touchdown. Hey, Antonio Brown had a punt return touchdown. Good for him. Good for him. We have the sixth best defense somehow. All right, it is a Steeler Buccaneer Super Bowl, and the Packer quarterback just won the MVP. Good for him, I guess. Good for you. I hope you're happy and healthy. All right, let's see what we're working with here. Any dev trade increases? The Steelers won the Super Bowl, by the way. What kind of dev trade? That's not what I wanted. What kind of dev trade increases are we working with here? Let me get the lineup back into the way it needs to be. So we don't see any dev trade increase on the offense. Elias Parr still normal dev. Annoying. Very annoying. Defensively, Freeney stays at normal. It looks like everybody stays where they were. I don't see any increases or anything. Any changes. Everybody's either been revealed to have star or they already had star. Okay, that's kind of annoying. I was hoping at least Freeney would go up, but he doesn't. And then as far as recap goes, Juan Batista wins the MVP of the Super Bowl. Shane Haskins won the MVP of the league. We saw that. The Raider coach won the Coach of the Year. Then we had Charles Rogers win Offensive Player of the Year for the Bills. Kirk Ross wins Defensive Player of the Year for the Steelers. Xavier Worthy and Liatu Latu, whatever his name is, he won the Defensive Rookie of the Year. And now we move into the good old-fashioned negotiations. And since we've moved into a new NFL league year, the salary cap has changed, and we go from having a ton of money to having no money. Very interesting. I do want to see retirements, but I missed a past it. That's okay. Terrell Woodward is up for a new contract. Gronk is on exception, so we'll accept, or on an option, I should say. Earl Thomas is on an option, and then probably Brown should be in here too, right? We took Brown in the same draft class as Gronkowski, so I don't know why he's not in there. All right, how do we want to play this? So Esteban Beltran, we kind of want back. He's not expensive at all. Cole Elliott, we probably want back, although we don't really need Cole Elliott back, do we? Because we have Cam Chancellor. Anton Meekins, I do kind of want back. And then Terrell Woodward, we've had him since he was a rookie. So I kind of don't want to let him go just yet. We might have to franchise tag him, to be honest. But I think I might be able to trade Cole Elliott. Can I get another draft pick? Or maybe I can use Cole Elliott to recoup some of the draft picks that we traded away. Oh, he's still negative. We can't afford any trades. Who else can I toss in this deal? Maybe Almodovar? Yes. Okay, so I can toss... Oh, there's no trade package for the both of them together. But these two guys are going to be worth a lot. So I could maybe get the number one overall pick from the Chiefs. Let me toss some other stuff in here just in case that goes through. I don't think it will, but just in case. Okay, I didn't think it was going to, but I needed to know. I needed to know if that was going to go through. It doesn't, so let me take away that first round pick. So the number one overall pick is highly valuable, obviously. Do I try to trade the second overall pick to get the number one overall pick? Or do I want to keep it for myself? Maybe we try to trade the 14th pick. Then we have 1, 2, and 6. That'd be pretty nice. If I have both the first and the second pick, I can kind of work about, like, I'd probably trade the first overall pick. Or maybe I trade the second overall pick. Because I want Myles Garrett. But if I trade the first overall pick, then Myles Garrett just gets grabbed either way. So maybe I toss the 14th pick in here. Okay, that does a little bit of damage. How do I make this work? How do I make this work? I don't really know how to make this work. I don't want to trade Meekins. Like, I want to bring Meekins back, but he's going to be so expensive. So is Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's going to be massively expensive. Luckily. Oh, we don't have him on... That's right. We took Gronk in the first round. Duh, I'm so stupid. I don't know why I didn't think about that. That's why Antonio Brown's not up for an option, because he didn't take him in the first round. Duh. I apologize for my stupidity. I didn't even think about that until just now. No wonder he's not up in the first round. Or he's not asking for an option. I probably could consider trading Everson Griffin, especially if we're going to bring in Myles Garrett. Trading Everson Griffin, we got to free up some space. and Garrett would be behind Freeney and Griffin already. So if I trade Griffin, who's been a good player for us, that gets so close. Look how much it costs to get up to the number one overall pick. It's pick 14, and it's three really good players that are all 84 or higher, and still does not fully go through. They do not want to give up. Why do we have two kickers? They do not want to give the number one pick away. Unfortunately, I've already given up my third round picks for the next couple years. The fourth round picks are just not going to cut it, I don't think. We may have to dive into our second round capital, which I don't really want to do, but I might have to if it means getting the first overall pick. I may have to do this. Oh, what? Does that mean that it's not good, or is there some sort of salary cap thing that I'm not thinking of? How is that not good? That's got to go through, right? There's got to be something I'm not thinking of here. What about if I give you Castro? Okay, that didn't do it. It's probably have to be. It does have to be Griffin, I would think. But I can't give up more than this. I mean, this is a lot already. How do I get this pick? How do I get this pick? How do I get this pick? What about if I give... Oh, I can only trade 3 people. That's right. I need to give up more draft picks, but I can't give up more draft picks because I don't have any more draft picks to give up. The third round pick this year gets it through. So we now own the first and second overall picks in the draft. We traded a lot to do it, but we now own those picks. And I gotta restructure some contracts, unfortunately, because I do want those 2 guys back, I think. So team salaries, who's making so much money? Who's making the most? Goodwill's making a lot, so we can restructure him. Lopez is also making a ton. And then Pat Beasley's making way too much money. 50 million? Why is he making that much money? He's a backup. Elias Parra, we can restructure. That gives us $10 million. I got to get rid of Pat Beasley. I didn't realize he was making as much money as he was. If I would have known that, I would have got rid of him a long time ago. He is making way too much money. 50 million? What? How did he even get a contract? Ooh. Ooh. Xavier Worthy just won the Offensive Player of the Year for the Bengals. I mean, that's a no-brainer offer, right? That's a no-brainer. That's a deal. That's a deal and a half right there. We get the money off of the books for Pat Beasley, and we bring in Xavier Worthy, who's the defending Offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, how could you not have a deal like that? But now that is interesting. Like, what do we do now with Meekins? Do we bring Meekins back? We don't really have the money to, unfortunately. I got to get Esteban Beltran back. He's way too cheap to not bring back, so we're going to lock him up on like a 4 or 5 year deal, probably a 5-year deal. Get him on like $2 million and a little bit of a bonus as well, maybe a $2 million bonus, and he's going to return. So that's a super big steal for a player as good as he is. Ben Moreno, I kind of also want back, but I also don't really want back. I think I am going to franchise tag Terrell Woodward. I think that makes the most sense. So does that mean we trade Anton Meekins? I really don't want to trade Anton Meekins, but I think I might have to. I may be able to squeeze out enough to get Moreno back. Okay, so Ben Moreno returns, but now that leaves us with 230K, and there's really no chance for me to restructure anybody else. So, at least anybody that's going to matter. So, Anton Meekins probably has to get got. But what can we get back for him? I could probably get my 3rd round pick back, actually, if I wanted to. I think I need to trade him before I franchise tag. So, let's trade him. So, who needs a wide receiver? Especially getting Xavier Worthy. If we didn't have Xavier Worthy in that trade, it would have been a little bit more difficult to stomach trading Anton Meekins, but now that we have Xavier Worthy, it doesn't really hurt me that bad. I still want him back, but we're just not going to be able to make it happen. So who needs a big time wide receiver who can also afford this kind of contract? There are some teams that can afford it, but who needs him? I also want to send him somewhere decent where he's going to get some good usage. The Giants desperately need a guy like him. What's their draft capital look like? They were too good this year. They were too good this year. I mean, that would be a smart place to send him, but I also want to help my own team out. How come in every save you do, the Raiders always have so much cap room? Every franchise I ever do, the Raiders are always up there in like the 70 to $100 million cap room. It's really kind of crazy. Who else needs a wide receiver like this? There's not many teams that are in need of a wide receiver. Everybody's kind of okay. The Falcons do, but they don't have the money. I think I might have to send him to the Giants. I mean, everybody else that I've looked at doesn't really need a wide receiver. The Lions do, I guess. They have McConkey, but they're also negative money, so I have to give up stuff as well. The Packers could use him. They have an older wide receiver, but they were also pretty good. They had the MVP quarterback. That's right. I forgot about that. I mean, the Raiders are aging. They are old. Their top two wide receivers are very old, but they have the cap room to be able to take him on. They don't have their first round pick. I forgot about that. I don't know where I want to send him. I want to be kind to him. I don't want to send him somewhere where he's just going to be like nowhere, but I also want to help my own team out and get a good draft pick. Maybe I send him to the Chiefs? Because they took my own pick, didn't they? Yeah, they have my pick at 65. Maybe I can get it back. Can I just get these 3 picks for Meekins? Okay. Now we're speaking the same language. How do I do this? How do I do this? I could give you Tony Martinez. I don't need him. I also don't need Patterson because I have Sherman and Creighton. Although I don't need Sherman, really. Because Sherman's old, and I'm probably not going to bring him back, and he's expensive. So how about that? But that's probably going to go through, so maybe I get your first and your second next year as well. No, never mind. They can't take Sherman because he's too expensive. You just had to be too expensive, didn't you? Just had to be too expensive. Well, then how do I get this to go through? Maybe it's Castro. Okay, they can accept that. So what about if I ask for a 4th round pick as well? No. What about if I just stay with the stuff I have? Maybe I'm asking for too much. The 1st round pick is arguably a little bit too much. I understand. Probably shouldn't ask for that. But I feel like I can get it back. I mean, it's my own 1st round pick. It's the one that I had from the Saints. So if I could fleece the Chiefs out of their number 1 overall pick and the 14th pick that I gave them to get the number 1 overall pick, would be pretty sick. But I don't know how I do that without giving up too much. How do I do this without giving up too much? I've already given up a lot. I've given up probably arguably too much. How about if I make it the 2nd round pick not this year, but the 2nd round pick next year? What about that? Do we like that? Ooh, we like that a lot more. We like that a lot more. Now it's possible. Now it's possible. I have way too many 7s. Let me just chuck a couple 7s in there. And then let me chuck a 5. Okay, that didn't work. How about I take away one of the 7s? And I chuck a 5 from this year, and I chuck a 6 from next year in. I get rid of the other 7, and I give a 5 from the year after. Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's so very close. 3 5s? 3 5s doesn't get it done. I have 2 4s this year, so I guess I'll switch that. So it's a 5 and a 4, and that doesn't get it done. Come on, man. Stop being so stingy. That gets it done. We just swindled the Chiefs out of all their draft picks. We took the first overall pick from them. We gave them the 14th pick, but then we said, no, 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 let me get that back. And we got the 14th pick right back. Okay. W, that's a mastermind of a trade right there. That's how you trade. That's how you trade. So now if we go to our draft capital, we are swimming in draft picks. And we got our own third round pick back as well. Oh no, that's the Kansas City. Oh, I picked the wrong one. That's okay. They were bad anyway. So we got a third round pick back. And we were able to acquire another second round pick for next year. Now we have 1, 2, 6, and 14. And we can use number one, or we can use number one on Myles Garrett. We can trade number two, and then we can use number 6 on Patrick Mahomes. It'll all work out. Trust me. And now we just need to we need to restructure like one person's contract so we can have enough to restructure, or not restructure. We have enough to tag what's his face. Yeah, so we're going to withdraw the offer on Terrell Woodward and then come back in and franchise tag him for how much? It is 15.8. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, actually. So we franchise tag Terrell Woodward. Hopefully next year we'll have more money, but I don't know. Who knows? And now we can finally get moving on. That was a lot of manipulating the cap and manipulating the draft picks and manipulating other teams, but it all works out in the end because we come away with not only the number one overall pick, but Xavier Worthy right here, who looks pretty good in the Mexico City uniform. Looks pretty good. Free agency, we'll just take a peek at it. We're not going to have any money, obviously. It is a 94 overall defensive tackle and a 93 overall defensive tackle who are both at the top of the board. I probably wouldn't be interested in any of these guys. It's a lot of defensive tackles, which, yeah, we're kind of interested in, but we have the potential to get one in the draft anyway. And you know what? This is probably a good year to not have any money because it's not like the craziest draft class or free agency class that could ever have been possible. So, all in all, pretty good. I'm pretty happy with our situation right now. Oh, here's retirements again. Perfect. I wanted to see the retirements. I skipped on accident. So, do we lose anybody? I don't think we did. We didn't. But are there any like big names that retire from across the league? Yeah, a couple guys that have been here for a while, 12 years, 13 years. Maybe a guy that's retiring early, 8 years. But a lot of 10s, a lot of 12s, a lot of 13s. All right. That's cool. Let's get to the draft. Well, let's get to mock draft number 5 because we have the number 1 overall pick. We're going to take Myles Garrett with that. We have the second overall pick. We're going to trade probably to recoup a lot of draft picks for next year and the year after. And then with the 6th pick, we're going to take Patrick Mahomes. And then with the 14th pick, I don't know what we take. Somebody. Maybe TJ Watt. So we know Mahomes is a round 1 talent. He's got all the measurables. That's our franchise quarterback right there. That is our franchise quarterback. So with these 3 workouts, where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? Alvin Kamara's in this class. I forgot about that. I probably want to scout him just to know a little bit about him. This is actually a decent running back class. Wide receivers down the board. You got Curtis Samuel, Juju, Kenny Galladay, Booper Bupp, and Taysom Hill. Well, I got to scout Cooper. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I got to know how good he is. And then tight ends, we don't need another tight end, but if there's one that's like down the board that we don't have any other options, I could see taken. And then I kind of need another left tackle. Our offensive line is getting kind of old, so we kind of need to think about new people. I'm kind of leaning towards Taylor Moton, so we'll scout him. And then we'll get to the draft. Get to the draft. But first, let's take a look at that mock. So mock draft number 5 has us taking Myles Garrett number 1 overall. Pretty obvious. Then they have us taking Solomon Thomas, which is not going to happen. They also have him projected as an edge rusher, which is not true. But whatever. And then number 6, they have us taking Marlon Humphrey. TJ Watt going number 9. Where's Mahomes at? Mahomes is 26 to the Bills. Well, that's not going to happen. I think we still trade number 2. But at number 6, we could grab TJ Watt. And then we take at 14, we take Mahomes. possibilities. Possibilities. Let's get to the draft. Let's get drafting. Number 1 overall pick. We're not trading away. We are taking the clear number 1 pick, Myles Garrett. Welcome to Mexico City. Let's see him in the... What kind of suit did he pull up in? He pulls up in... Oh, Myles, don't pull up in the pink suit with the blue tie! No, he pulled up in the pink suit, Myles, no. Oh, he's the number 2 player. That means Mahomes is probably number 1 then. I would think. I don't know, actually. All right. Well, he pulled up in the pink suit, though. That's crazy. All right, then we have the back-to-back picks. So this is the trade pick. We could get the number 3 pick in the draft, I guess. Number 12, that's not bad. And then a first-round pick next year. Ooh. We go to 16 with Seattle. We get 2 more first-round picks. I mean, there's some decent options here. We could get some extra like filler picks, like a second, a fourth, a couple fours, some threes in there. But I think the Seattle pick is the best play. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the Seattle pick. The Ravens pick's cool, but 27's too far. I'm thinking Seattle. We get 2 extra first round picks. That's kind of huge, actually. And they use that pick to take Solomon Thomas. All right, good on you. Then Marshawn Lattimore goes 3, just like they said he would. Leonard Fournette. And then Ryan Ramczyk. And now here we are up at 6. I was planning on taking Mahomes here, but TJ Watt is available. And so is Tre'Davious White. And so is Christian McCaffrey. And so is Deshaun Watson. I mean, we do kind of need a corner. So a Marlon Humphrey probably would not be a bad shout. But Tre'Davious White also. I don't remember where Tre'Davious White was in the projection in the mock draft. I don't remember. I know McCaffrey was projected to go early. And I'm pretty sure Marlon Humphrey was projected to go pretty early. But I can't pass up on TJ. That's stupid. Can't pass up on TJ. And he pulled up in the light blue? He pulled up in the baby blue with the red tie. TJ, what are you doing? Oh, somebody needs to teach these guys how to dress. All right, so we pulled up Myles Garrett and TJ Watt in this one draft class. Marlon Humphrey goes next. Then Christian McCaffrey to Cleveland. Taco Charlton goes to the Dolphins. Tre'Davious White heads to the Colts. Man, if he would have fallen a little further. Trubisky to the Titans. Reuben Foster. One more pick. Jabril Peppers, perfect. Mahomes at 14 is a lock. Our franchise quarterback has been picked. What'd he pull up in? Okay. The black suit with the white bow tie, respectable. He's number 8. 99 throw power, let's go, baby. We're going to be launching bombs. And then we have one more pick to take John Ross, and now we're up again. This is the Seattle pick that we got. So we're actually in a good position to take Garrett Bowles. I didn't think we'd be in a position to take Garrett Bowles. I wasn't planning on it. That's why I scouted Moton. But we might just take Garrett Bowles because we're here, and we need a left tackle to replace our older guy. So Garrett Bowles, welcome to Mexico City. I mean, that just fell in our lap right there. He's number 90 in true value, hidden dev, but I'll take that all day. I will take that all day. And now we get to the second round. Who's available in the second round? Deshaun Watson. Dalvin Cook. Some decent players still available. I wonder what Watson's true development is. Or true talent is. Cooper Kupp is still available, so we can wait on him a little bit. What's the offensive line look like? Nobody else really that I want to take. We don't need edge rusher anymore. We could use a defensive tackle, but Not really feeling anybody except for maybe Nazir Jones, who's around 2 to 3. Caleb Brantley's around 1 to 2. Okay. Grover Stewart was it? What was Grover Stewart ranked? Around 3 to 4. Okay, I might come and grab him a little bit later. We got enough picks to be able to make it work. What am I feeling though? Matt Milano's down the board. We do still need a corner. Awuzie is still available. Desmond King's still available. I think I'm thinking Dalvin Cook. He's got good speed, elite jumping. Especially if Terrell Woodward, we can't end up working on a contract extension. I think Dalvin Cook is our option. We have LeGarrette Blount. Dalvin Cook's number 30. We take him in the second round, 92 speed. That's pretty sick. Then we go to the third round, first pick of the third round. And who's available? So we do miss out on Deshaun Watson. Not surprised. At corner, we still have Awuzie, but Desmond King got grabbed, so I might have to take Awuzie. Milano's still available. I don't think he makes it to the fourth round, though, so we're going to have to make a decision. Grover Stewart is still available. I think Grover Stewart makes it to the next round. Trey Hendrickson's available. I think I either take Matt Milano or Chidobe Awuzie. And I think I have to take Awuzie because we need a corner more than we need linebacker. So we're going to take Chidobe Awuzie. He ends up being number 139 in true value. Hidden depth, though. He's not going to be high overall, but we'll see if it works. And then the fourth round, maybe Milano makes it there. I doubt it, though. No, Matt Milano did not make it to the fourth round. I didn't think he would. But Grover Stewart is still here. So we'll probably just grab Grover. He's got normal dev, surprising, but he still probably should be a good player, most likely. And then the sixth round, I'll take a quick peek to see if there's anybody there that I want to grab that could be a steal, but most likely I'll just let this simulate. Oh, I didn't take Cooper Kupp. Oh, that sucks. He's gone. I completely forgot. I completely forgot about Cooper Kupp. Sorry, Booper. Is there anybody else? Ken Griffey Jr.'s son, Trey Griffey. I mean, there's like guys like Noah Brown and Kendrick Bourne are down here. Do I take Taysom Hill for the memes? Or do I take Katie Cannon? He's got to have good speed, right? 4.4 speed. Really? I thought Katie Cannon was only speed. You know what? I'll probably, since I didn't get Cooper Kupp because I completely forgot. I think I'll just let the CPU handle the rest of this because there's not really anybody else here that I need to take or that I want to take. So if we just let the CPU handle it, maybe they take a decent player anyway. But we killed that draft. We got Myles Garrett. We got TJ Watt, which I wasn't even expecting to get. At least not that early. Myles Garrett ends up being 87. TJ Watt's an 83. Mahomes 84. Garrett Bowles a 75. That's already the same overall, I think, as Dakota Foster, so huge. Bowles a 75. He just fell in our lap. 79 for Dalvin Cook in the second round's huge. 73 for Awuzie, 74 for Grover Stewart, and then the rest of the guys they took are fine, bums, whatever. We'll cut them eventually. But I also don't want to look at the rest of the class because I'm probably going to use this draft class again because I really liked it. So we should not look at the other players so that we don't know how good they are. Although I'll probably forget anyway. I'm not very smart if you have not put that together. So if we go to the lineup screen, our new lineup, Mahomes comes in immediately as the starter because he's 84. Foster's 83. So Mahomes is throwing to Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, Xavier Worthy, Elias Parra, with a solid offensive line in front of him. Oh, we might be back in the Super Bowl. TJ Watt and Myles Garrett. We might be back in the Super Bowl, baby. I mean, this team is kind of loaded. Thompson has a depth trait. We just kind of missed out on defensive tackle, but there's going to be good defensive tackle classes in these wheel spins. So that is a huge, huge draft class, probably our best draft class ever. And it's not like we're going to be done. We have so much. If I go to my draft capital for next year, next episode, we have 3 first-round picks, and we have 2 next year. So we are kind of loaded for the next couple of seasons, and we can keep compounding that into more and more draft picks while still accumulating talent. It can all work out. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel for more. Join the Juice Club, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.